For those of you who have served in our military, the mortgage industry has a special way of saying thank you for your service. Let's talk about that. Hello and welcome to this episode of Masnyk's Mortgage Minute, sponsored by lendingbyrick.com. I'm Rick Masnyk. So if you're one of the brave men or women who have served in our military, first of all, thank you for your service. But the mortgage industry has a specific mortgage product just for you when purchasing or refinancing a home, and it's a VA mortgage. VA standing for Veterans Administration. Now, serving in our military doesn't automatically guarantee your eligibility for a VA mortgage. You do have to get what's called a certificate of eligibility. And one of the ways, or the most common way of getting that, is first of all, serving 181 days in the military at a minimum, getting an honorable discharge, or if you're a member of the National Guard or a reservist, it's actually 6 years. I should go back to the regular military and say that if you've served 90 days in active wartime, you're eligible as well. And with the National Guard or reservist, it's kind of the same. It's whether you've been deployed under Section 10 or Section 32. Google it. But anyway, the VA mortgage has the opportunity for a veteran to purchase a home with 100% financing, what some might call no money down. Now, when we say no money down, it doesn't mean you don't have to have any money at all to purchase a home. There are going to be closing costs. You may or may not be able to negotiate that with the seller through a seller concession into the purchase price or whatnot. But if you're not able to do that, you do need the funds for that. You're going to need a deposit when you purchase the home, regardless of the fact that you're financing 100%. The seller and their agent are going to want to see some sort of a good faith deposit to show that you're serious about purchasing a home. You're going to need money for an appraisal. You're going to need money for inspections. On the one hand, the last thing you want to do is move into a home and find out that there are termites or the electrical system isn't up to code or up to par. And as far as termites are concerned, one of the requirements of a VA mortgage is having what's called a wood destroying pest inspection report. So you do have to get that inspection done at the minimum. And that's one of the reasons why you want to work with a mortgage professional who has experience with a VA mortgage. Just because someone's in the mortgage business doesn't mean they know all the intricacies of a VA mortgage. There are some significant differences from a traditional, conventional, or FHA mortgage. So you want to work with someone who's got some experience with that. And then also, when it comes to real estate agents, they should not look at this as a weaker offer. Many times, almost every time that I'm working with a veteran and they make an offer on a home, I will call the listing agent to let them know, look, this person's got great credit, great income, they've got money in the bank, but they've served our country and earned the right for one of the most, if not the most, significant and best mortgage products on the market. Kind of gives a little bit of a feeling of security to that agent when they go to make that offer to their seller. And I always include this right here when I provide a pre-approval letter for a veteran. Very important that everybody knows that this is not a weaker buyer. They've earned the right for this mortgage product. And then the other big significant thing is with all government loans, VA, FHA, and USDA, there's something called a funding fee. FHA calls it upfront mortgage insurance. So there is a lump sum that gets added to the mortgage balance. It can be paid out of pocket, but in 30 plus years in the mortgage industry, I've never seen anybody do that. It gets added to the mortgage balance, and it adds a nominal amount to the monthly payment. The percentage is based on whether it's the first time you're using it, second time you're using it, refinancing, and which branch of the military you served in. So each of those can change as far as the percentage is concerned. And as I said, it adds a nominal amount to the monthly payment. But because of that, with the VA mortgage specifically, there is no monthly PMI or mortgage insurance. That's that insurance you have to have if you put less than 20% down. Doesn't exist with VA mortgages. And if we get your certificate of eligibility and we find out that you have a 10% or greater disability as a result of something service related, that funding fee is completely waived. So again, a lot of intricacies to a VA mortgage. It's significant to work with someone who has experience with them because they're not like other mortgage products. I hope this information was useful and helpful. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you know someone else that this information could benefit, please pass this video on to them. But for now, that concludes this episode of Masnyk's Mortgage Minute. I'm Rick Masnyk. We'll see you next time.